So this morning I woke up in a weird fog, and I just thought of like PPE, personal protective equipment, which, you know, if you don't know what that is, you know, it's stuff like safety glasses or gloves or a Tyvek suit.
It's the working man's uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about PPE. I don't know why. It just came like, it was so weird. But that made me think of dangerous jobs.
Dangerous jobs.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of those.
I know what some of them are. Like,
yeah, like working at a fast food restaurant.
Ryan.
It's so dangerous.
Don't turn this into a joke.
Oh, okay, fine. It's a very serious topic here, according to Jacob, so I'm going to take it really seriously from now on.
Nah, I'm just being a dick.
I don't see how you don't think working at McDonald's is dangerous. People get shot up in them drive-thrus.
Anyways, so the ones that I've heard that like deep sea fishing is really dangerous and people die all the time.
Oh yeah. They get like caught in the nets and dragged to the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, or they get like their limbs like ripped off because they're like trying to tie something that like got pulled like all of a sudden by like either the wind or like waves or something.
Yeah, their fingers get like sucked into the.
Yeah, there's a lot of different hazards from
cogs.
Yeah, just various things that could kill you while being like
anchors dropped on your toes.
I don't know about that one, but you know, just being in a tossed around by the ocean, like a giant body of water you can't control whatsoever.
Yeah. How many of them die just like getting tossed off the side of the boat and drowning? That's got to be pretty common.
Yeah, other than that though, I mean, I'm sure like being a police officer or a firefighter is probably one of the more dangerous jobs you could do.
Yeah, in America, I feel like
maybe stunt man would be a dangerous one.
Yeah, probably.
Or a lot of industrialized workplaces can be dangerous where there's like heavy machinery. Like, you know, people die all the time in like industrial accidents.
Yeah, people die all the time beekeeping.
I don't think so.
Oh,
but
I mean that's really dangerous too, though.
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe
it looks scary.
Maybe if you're severely allergic to bees, it could be one of the most dangerous jobs for you.
Yeah, to like whatever the percent, like 3% of the population that's allergic to bees. It's really dangerous to them.
How many people do you think are really allergic to bees?
I'll look it up.
Wow, don't sound so put upon.
How many people are really allergic to bees?
How many people really?
We're not getting back into just bees, but this is
I think we're getting back into people. Also search for
the podcast where we answer life's greatest questions.
Yeah, like what are the most dangerous jobs? But first, to harken back to our last episode. Well, no, that was our last.
Yeah, to bring it back around since that was such a great episode.
Ryan wants to know how many people are really allergic to bees.
I promise this is the only bee search that we're going to do this
the
episode.
Only bee-related search.
Bee sting. Okay, approximately 5 to 7.5% of people will experience a severe allergic reaction to insect stings in their lifetime. So it's 5 to 7.5%. So that's a pretty good percent of people that job is dangerous to.
I guess, but it's also a very niche thing. Like, I don't think a lot of people like want to be beekeepers, anyways. Because think about it, how many people are like scared of insects or bees specifically.
That's true. Most people are. But if you are allergic to bees and you have a bee allergy, you still got to shoot for your dreams if you really want to be a beekeeper. Don't let your...
If you want to be a bee man or a bee woman.
Exactly.
A bee male.
Don't let that adversity bring you down. There's suits for this. You can do it. It's not too dangerous. It's not as dangerous as what we're about to talk about.
It's not as dangerous as being on a guy that climbs up antennas.
Oh yeah, I know somebody who used to do that as their job. They said it was terrifying.
Shit,
they had like selfie pictures of them like hundreds of feet in the air.
That shit. You would not get me the fuck up one of those things. That is. I don't consider myself necessarily afraid of heights, but no, I'm not. I would never do that shit.
How tall are? What would it be considered a power line? Or like a...
I like how the first thing that comes up is how tall are the Trumps. And then it says 6'3". What, they're all 6'3"?
Yeah, every single person that's from the Trump family is 6'3".
Uncanny.
I'm assuming that's just how tall Donald is, but I don't know about Ivanka definitely like
is shorter.
It's shorter.
Oh.
Yeah, so... And I don't know about the kids, the Trump gang.
Yeah, but, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So how tall or what?
Hey, it's Donald Trump.
What the
dude?
Fuck? Why did you make Trump into Fat Albert?
Because it was the Trump gang, dude. It's like the Fat Albert gang.
The Cosbys?
Yeah, the Cosbys. That's how I imagine Donald Trump's children just dressing like that if they were on like a weird comedy TV show.
So like Donald Jr. is Mushmouth and
yeah.
Oh fuck.
Exactly.
Anyways, how tall or what, Ryan? I don't even know what you were going for there.
The towers that the guys climb, like that would be.
There's all different. They're like antenna poles.
Yeah. How tall are antenna poles? Antenna towers. That's probably what we want. That came up first. Oh man. 103 feet. Well, that's not that tall though. I mean, I guess 100 feet is pretty.
Well, some of them are on top of buildings though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's like on top of a fucking skyscraper.
It's on top of like the Burj Khalifa, and then you're just like, I don't even know how tall that is, but it's the tallest building in the world.
How tall is it?
Oh, how tall is the Burj Khalifa?
Spelled it wrong.
Well,
you only missed one letter, so that's pretty good.
That number is intense.
Or letter. Missed one letter.
Well, no, this.
That number, though, that is intense.
The Burj Khalifa from the ground to the top is, what is that? 2,717,200. What the heck?
No, that's
2 billion. What is this?
It's two different numbers. It's 2,717 feet.
Wow. To the tip?
I don't know why there's two different numbers. It says there, too. It has the two different... They're very close. One's 2717, or 2717, the other one's 2722. So it's only like a difference of... It says the top floor, though, is 1,918 feet up.
Yeah, I know that you can pay a bunch of money and go up the elevators there to the top of the building. But, you know, they have the secret. They have like the Sky Club one, and then they have like the tourist one where you just go up.
Yeah.
Yep, it's pretty cool. I think that like the construction of this building was probably an incredibly dangerous job.
Oh yeah, I mean a lot of it was like you're on cranes on the top, like the most upper floor that has been built already.
Yeah, like the people there were like making fun of me because like I went out to the edge of it and like I was like super nervous and scared because it's so high up. You're looking down on the tops of other skyscrapers. It feels like you're in a plane. It's like shaking up there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like standing, and it's like a glass window is the only thing between me and skydiving death. Like it's not even
from 2,000 feet.
Yeah, it's not even base jumping with this building, dude. It's literal skydiving. I don't know if anyone's base jumped the Burj Khalifa. You would have to. I mean, they made that James Bond movie that took place there, where it was like climbing, like going down this. Which James Bond movie?
Yeah.
Oh crap! Which one is it? How tall is a James Bond movie? No, I'm not gonna do that. James Bond Burj Khalifa.
Yeah, there you go.
That'll get it. Celebrating James Bond at the Burj Khalifa. 007 James Bond exhibit in the Burj Khalifa. Which movie was it, though? You'd think this would be easier to find. James. Which movie? Or is this just...
Well, you're on images now.
I know. We need to find which movie that James Bond was in the...
That's Mission Impossible.
That is Mission Impossible. Well, I thought it was James Bond that was there, though.
Wait, you saw Ghost Protocol? Isn't that like the... Oh, that's 2011.
2011 Ghost Protocol. Oh, I guess it's Tom Cruise scaling the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa building in Dubai. I could have swore that it was James Bond, but I guess it was Ghost Protocol.
Did you see all the Mission Impossible movies?
No.
Oh, just that one?
Well, I think I've seen the original Mission Impossible movie. It's hard to remember.
I've only seen the first two. There's like 5 of them, I think, or 6.
I'm not like a huge fan of it. That's probably why I confused it with James Bond. Like, that's how little I know about it. But like James Bond, I know because of the video games. I used to like those video games.
Yeah. So what's the name of that? Like, what's the profession where you climb up up antennas?
What's the profession where you climb up antennas? I spelled all those words right.
It came up.
Wow.
Tower climber.
How to become a certified tower climber.
Tower climbers perform installation, regular inspections / tests, and maintenance of antennas or other transmitter systems. The climbing component is only one aspect of the job. A professional tower climber is expected to be skilled in communications technology, cable splicing, and more. Wow. All that on top of going way the fuck up into the sky.
but the question is it worth it? Because people also ask, it says, do tower climbers make good money?
Yeah, we do want to know.
Oh.
And the answer is probably not.
Put your life at risk, and your salary could range anywhere from $32,690 at the low end to over $83,000, which $83,000 is pretty good, but like $32,000 to do that seems a little low.
That's not like...
That's not a lot.
You're not doing that well for yourself if you're only making $32,000 a year.
Yeah, that's a wage of like a you could do that with minimum wage if you worked enough overtime.
Yeah. So, you should search for like tower climber images.
Oh.
Because I just want to see a few real quick to remember how disgustingly scary it is.
Oh, like when they look down, take a picture
like
of
that one. Oh, that makes me sick to my fucking stomach.
That's insane.
Oh no, like they're harnessed on and everything, but
they're not gonna fall. But
like just looking at it's like, oh my god, you just have to be like genetically predisposed to like doing something like that. Like there's no way you could just be like, I think I'll try it out. Like, you either can do it or you can't,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't just try to climb one of those things. Like, you don't, once you get to that height level, it's not try anymore. It's like, you either succeed or you die.
Yeah, I mean, you have to execute it properly, but...
on the image that you picked out, the name of it is Communication Tower Workers Are Falling to Their Deaths.
Oh, my God. From the DCReport.org. Let's see what it has to say.
Oh,
because
man.
The whole point of this was, is it one of the most dangerous jobs?
Work speed up threatens workers on tall TV towers. Accidents increase as stations rush to expand service. Oh, no.
God.
Okay. Workers on communication
Hey,
towers.
Ryan, can you read that in a transatlantic accent?
No, I cannot do it. Workers on the communication towers are falling to their deaths. Work required by the Federal Communications Commission to help expand cell phone and wireless service in our country. Oh,
They're
yeah.
American heroes.
Yeah, without them, we wouldn't have internet. We wouldn't have television. We'd be screwed.
They should get paid
You would
more.
not be listening to the People Also Search For podcast right now without these men and women.
And these men being Braxton Barber from Longwood, Florida, Benito Rodriguez, 35 of Tampa, Florida, Marcus
Goffner.
Ryan, the man's dead. You don't have to make fun of his name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
31 of Sydney, Ohio, were killed in September in Miami Gardens, Florida, while replacing an antenna for WSVN Channel 7. Stephen
Lemery?
Yeah, of Blaine, Washington, died in April when the 1,980-foot broadcast tower in Fordland, Missouri, used by Ozarks Public Television, collapsed.
A moment of silence for these brave men that
it says that
died. They gave our lives bringing America television.
Yeah. So it says almost 1,000 television stations are scheduled to be moved to new channels in July 2020, and tower climbers are working on communications towers that can be 2,000 feet high. That's as high as the fucking Burj Khalifa.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like at 2,000 feet, like the difference of like 100 feet doesn't even matter. Like I feel like 100 at that point you're gonna be looking at the same thing because of how high up you are.
Man, that's so weird.
That is insane.
You should search for how dangerous is tower climbers.
How dangerous?
Or let's just go to search for the most dangerous jobs in the world. That's what. Let's stop beating around the bush and
this is only one
around.
job that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
We're wondering what the most dangerous.
That's
is.
enough. We
know that tower climbing's dangerous.
We learned enough about tower climbing and the men who gave their lives for our entertainment needs, not their deaths, because we need our entertainment.
We do.
We need our Netflix and shit.
Now, I'm glad that we talked about them because we at least gave them a spotlight, on a very successful platform. With over 25 viewers and listeners.
Over 25. Yeah, we know for sure over 25.
Yeah. All right. So here's a look at the 10 most dangerous jobs in America. Now, this is only in America. Do we want to try for the world? Or should we go with the American ones first?
Yeah, let's just see in America since we're in America.
America, home of the free, land of the brave.
Fuck yeah.
Come
Lick
in.
my butt and suck on my balls.
Team America.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, so, logging is number one.
Logging.
And if you don't know what that is, that's where you...
It's when you go into the bathroom and you take a huge dump.
Yeah, it's the most dangerous thing in America because of all the MSG in the food.
I'm a professional shitter.
I shit 4 to 5 times daily. Sometimes 6 if it's a good week.
If I've eaten enough Chipotle, 7.
Enough Gold Star chili.
Well, we've met our bodily functions quota for the day, Ryan.
That's true, and we had a nice Cincinnati reference there with the Gold Star chili.
For some people, a bad day at work means missing a deadline or getting yelled at by your boss. For others, it means a serious injury, or worse. There were 5,250 workplace deaths last year.
That's a lot of deaths.
A slight increase from 2017, according to new data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The rate of fatal work injuries remained unchanged at 3.5 per 100,000 workers. That's scary stuff, Ryan.
Yeah, we are treading waters when it comes to worker safety.
Let's see what the actual the actual most
There's a bogey coming at us.
It's a frickin' paper cocoon trying to blind all vision.
They just hit us with the blooper on Mario Kart.
All right, it's going backwards, Ryan. 10 through 1. So we got number 10 coming in with first line super. This is according to CNBC.com, by the way.
Yeah, that's
10 most dangerous jabs in America. Number 1 being
Jim
Bow,
Bowers.
fighting off evil. 10 first line supervisors of landscaping, lawn service, and groundskeeping workers. Fatal injuries per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers is 20.2.
Ooh.
Wow. That's a lot of... Okay. I was about to say something very insensitive. Not going to say it.
I want you to say it.
No,
though.
that's a lot of dead... Told you it was insensitive.
Oh man, yeah, it's only a little bit insensitive. The people also search for podcast. Oh man,
that one definitely can't stay in like the BP one. That one's child's play compared to what I just said.
This is the secret part.
The secret part. Yeah, the part for
the patrons.
I don't even that. Even then, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Plus, we don't have any patrons yet.
That's true.
Oh
man. We'll just go right down to number 9.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Number 9.
Sorry, landscapers. We got to move it along.
Yep. First line supervisors of construction trades and extraction workers. Now that makes a lot of sense. Construction's dangerous for sure. But the total fatal injuries for that one was 144. Wow. Is that in like a year?
It must be.
It must be. It would be way more than that. So
And it says transportation incidents is the most common fatal accidents. So if somebody mishandles a machine and something goes haywire and somebody gets taken out or their head gets chopped off by a backhoe.
Yeah. They get hit by like a law. That's those big forklift things.
It's like a boom lift, but it drives.
Yeah, it's like a boom lift that drives and it has forks on it, like a forklift that extend out like praying mantis arms.
Yeah, good
description.
Yeah,
I know. Thank you.
Good analogy.
It was really great.
Brian's a pro analogist.
Oh yeah. I'm a pro at telling you what number 8 is. Structural iron and steel workers.
Yeah.
Dang, yes.
That's one that I was imagining when I was kind of thinking about the old picture from like the Industrial Revolution with the guys that are sitting like hundreds of feet up in the air on the steel beam, like eating their lunch. Lunch pail.
Or they'll have like a 2x4 put across like 2 steel beams and they'll be sitting on that. That's even crazier, like when they're on a plank of wood.
Yeah, and they're not even like harnessed onto anything.
Yeah, they're like freaking skyscraper pirates, like walking the plank, eating their lunch like it's no big deal.
Skyscraper pirates?
Yeah, dude, they're on a plank up in the air. That's what they used to call them in the 20s.
I wouldn't call,
skyscraper pirates.
Yeah, that's kind of demeaning to the hard work that they do.
Oh no, it's totally awesome. I don't think I could do it. I'd be scared. I think I max out at about 50 feet. That's after that. It's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, if you're not like in something, like if you're in like a boom lift, you feel somewhat like safe, but you're not hundreds of feet up in the air.
That's true.
Like if you're hundreds of feet up in the air, really, like the only like if you're working and you're not in a completed building, that means you're probably walking around on beams.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a floor below them that's
you're walking
finished.
On eggshells, man. With your life.
Yeah, it's It's kind of crazy because it says the median annual wage of those guys is $52,000. So
that's okay. 52,000 is pretty good.
yeah, I mean it's pretty good, but
not if you live in like one of the big cities.
Well, and we're talking about like the most dangerous jobs. Like, wouldn't you think that it'd be like those people should be making the most amount of money?
Well, it's only number 8. I mean, that's not.
All right.
Well, the thing is, the reason doctors and whatnot probably get paid so much is because these jobs, and these get paid less, is because these jobs, they get very injured, but then so many people get injured that the one doctor has to go in and fix multiple people, you know?
Yeah. For that one, it says that the most fatal accidents, or most common fatal accidents, are falls, slips, and trips. So that must mean that they fall to their death. Like, that's the most common way that people die if they're working on structural, like, iron, you know?
Yeah, if they're supposed to be, like, strapped in, but they end up not being. That would be terrible. I can't imagine what falling would be like. I've been up in some things, and it's scary up there.
That just the image for the next one is
terrifying,
making me uncomfortable how close he is. It's like a farmer like staring directly into the mechanism of a combine harvester.
And he's just, he doesn't even care. He's so nonchalant about it. He's like,
He's like, it's turned off. It's fine.
Yeah.
But it looks like it might as well be an image of somebody staring into the eyes of a lion.
Yeah, that is for sure going to kill you. And he's so close to it. Like, if that thing turned on, like, right now, he would immediately be killed.
Oh, yeah. His body would be mangled, like, in an instant.
Yeah, and I don't think it would be a slow death. I think it would be a very painful, like long, drawn-out death of you getting, like, pieces of you chopped up slowly.
Yeah. Well, this one is farmers, ranchers, and other agricultural workers. And their total fatal injuries is coming in at like 257 per year, I guess. Total non-fatal injuries, 280. So you're doubling the number if you include people that get injured.
And here's how you know.
Median annual wage, Ryan.
This is how you know that the farmers are getting screwed.
Yeah. $24,620, which is close to poverty.
Yeah. And that's probably why they live out on farms and they pretty much have nothing to do besides work, because
that's not for me.
No.
Oh,
and it's
man.
so important too. Like, without farmers, like, we would be completely screwed.
As it says there, number of workers 876,300 in America.
That is actually that's surprisingly low number.
Still a lot of people though.
It's a lot. That's a lot of people
making no money, or like next to no money.
Yeah, like out in like Utah, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, there's a lot of middle of nowhere in the country.
That's true. We got like Kansas.
If you drive through the country, you quickly realize how like little the land is actually occupied.
Yeah, there's big open gaps.
Yeah, especially in the desert, that's obvious, but even in like the Midwest, there's a lot of states with just like giant swaths of like just farmland.
Yeah, and if you're used to living in like a city or a suburban area and you haven't really like gotten out of that ever, like if you've always been in that, it's like you think that everything's so occupied, but then it's like you get out into like if you're driving through like Colorado or something on the highway, there's just so much open space with nothing around for hours that it's just like, why can't I just build a house here?
Yeah.
Like, nobody will even know.
No one will know, yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have any electricity or anything, but...
That's true, but...
I mean, there are people that do that. You're just, like, squatting, essentially. Living off the land, off the grid.
You'd have to make sure that you have, like, a well-populated area with, like, like animals so that you have food, because... I mean, I guess you could grow just berries and...
Yeah, that's why there wouldn't be a lot of people that do that in the desert.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, you would die in the desert.
Yeah.
Unless it's like one of those like Mad Max societies.
Up and through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Moving on to number 6.
I think it'd be really funny to have a list of every times that like songs broke out on this podcast.
Wow, yeah.
That'd be funny. Number 6. Driver, sales workers, and truck drivers. Now, I wouldn't think that this would be that dangerous, but those trucks are hard to drive.
I mean, if you think about how many accidents happen in the country, a lot of those are, or if you like imagine the like statistical, like how dangerous it can be to drive in a car, like how many accidents happen every day. If you're in a truck, you're always driving, so your chances go way, way up because you're always on the road.
Yeah, the road is probably the most dangerous part of America.
It says the total fatal injuries 966.
Wow.
And there's 414,000 people doing it.
Whoa.
That's like
that's a big number too.
Yeah, that's like half of as many farmers there are. Mm-hmm. And the median annual wage for that's about around the same. That's $24,000.
What? For a truck driver? I thought they got paid pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know where the number's coming from, but that seems low. Like, maybe there's a lot of truck drivers that are underpaid out there, but...
I mean, that's the median, so that could be because, like, certain ones don't make very much at the beginning. They might not, like, drive as often or, like...
Maybe.
I think a big thing with truck drivers is probably the amount of, like, trips that they make. Because, like, if they make one trip, they get paid a certain amount to make another trip. So... that could just be because some of them don't work that much, and it's the median. So I'm gonna base it on that.
Yeah, that could be true for sure. And I assume the most common fatality for them is,
transportation incidents. Yeah, of course. It's literally transportation.
That's all it is.
Yep. It's probably all car accidents.
I wouldn't have expected this one.
Number 5, refuse and recyclable materials collector. Oh, so like a garbage man?
Garbage man.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Don't call them that, Ryan. They're materials collectors.
Material collect. Yeah, okay, so material collect. Yeah, and they probably find some cool stuff. It's like, oh, I picked up a bag with a hypodermic needle in it and it stabbed me.
I'm just confused because, like, these are the top 10 and it says 37 people. Like, what is the list based on?
Oh, because
it's because of per full-time. It says per 100,000 and it's 44.3.
Oh, that's like the percentage out of 100%. Right? Yeah.
It's out of 100,000, though.
Yeah. So... okay, so yeah, that's much higher than the previous one, because the previous one was
26.
So yeah, that jumped up quite a bit to 44. So
that's weird.
The percentage.
I definitely wouldn't have expected a trash collector.
Me either. I wonder how they're dying. Is it like their arm gets stuck in the thing that chomps down on the garbage, the garbage monster mouth thing?
I don't know. Does it say anything underneath? Yeah, it says these workers spend much of their day with a team driving or riding on a truck to collect materials. Yeah, materials collector.
Yes.
Increasing the risk of a transportation-related accident. They work in both public and private sector, depending on location, and must work year-round regardless of weather conditions.
So I guess they're driving a lot too. So like that, you have the driving thing, like that the truck drivers have, but then you also like have like the big machinery, and I'm assuming like every so often one of those trucks has to fall off that giant like ravine of trash that like they dump the garbage into, like they're like trying to dump it, they're backing up the truck and they lift up that giant like weighted container in the back with all the trash and starts dumping, but then the truck starts like tipping into the giant pile and they just roll down to their depths in a fiery garbage pit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that has to happen. That's probably at least like 1 to 2% of the deaths.
Maybe. Anyways, this one that kind of makes sense. Roofers, which is number 4. And then that's fatal injuries per 100,000 full-time equivalent workers is 51.5. Total fatal injuries, 96. Most common fatal accidents, falls, slips, and trips, similar to the steel workers. And then they make up to 39,000.
Okay, so they
median.
do really well. They do.
Yeah,
that's okay. Like
that's a shitty ass job though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I just wanted to see how much the garbage meant. 36,000.
Yeah.
And then roofers, 39,000. Yeah, that is a job I wouldn't want to be doing.
Can you imagine
look how steep the roof that guy is standing
Yeah,
on.
and can you imagine how fucked your knees and back would feel at the end of a long day doing that? And then not only like that, then you have like the sun beating down on you.
Yeah.
So you're like sunburned and fucking all crooked over from like leaning all day or sitting on your knees.
Yeah. And you have like PTSD from being up in the sky all the time. And that one time that you accidentally fell off the roof and broke your femur.
Exactly. It requires most of them spending time on buildings, repairing, installing roofs. Multiple stories above ground, any slip or fall can become a deadly event. The job's physical one, requiring heavy lifting, climbing, and bending, often in comfortable weather conditions. Yep. Pretty much just what I said.
Yeah, this is terrifying. One time I got paid by like these people to take their Christmas lights down off like this giant, like, it was like a really expensive house, so it was huge. And I got paid to get up on a ladder and just take down their Christmas lights, and standing on their roof was terrifying. It was so steep, and it was like 3 stories high.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, why am I doing this? It was only like I think it was like $15 an hour.
No
they were paying
way.
me to do that.
Jeez, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it was only a one-time thing, so it wasn't a big deal. But man, that reminds me of the time you and I redid that wood floor. I just remembered that.
Oh yeah, that wasn't like super dangerous.
No, but like we just randomly, you and I like together got paid to redo a wood floor. Like. That's just like a weird event that happened.
We did other stuff too. That was not very fun.
Oh yeah, like pulling mold out of the basement.
Oh my god, that was disgusting. It was probably like what would you say? Like maybe a 15 by like 8 like section of wall that we had to tear the whole like thing off of the studs.
Yeah,
drywall off of the studs because it was all fucking rotted with black mold on the backside of it. Jesus.
Yeah, that was disgusting. And having to like talk to that guy that hired us, like, oh, that guy, he was like, you remember he was like trying to like act all young and cool around us. Like he was like, yeah, I've been listening to this podcast on Marvel Comics and like,
oh, I vaguely
the Marvel,
that.
Yeah, like the Marvel universe. And we were like sitting there like, what? Like he was trying to like impress, like he was like saying it in a way where he wanted us to like think he was like super cool. And I mean, he wasn't terrible, but
yeah, he wasn't like super old. He was probably like maybe close to 40, like maybe 35 or
yeah, and he was pretty cool about it. I mean, he clearly didn't know what he was doing, and he was like trying to tell us what to do.
Yeah.
So like the floor was like okay after it got redone, but it like kind of looked like a group of people that were doing it for the first time did it. Like it was okay, but there were mistakes.
I guess I don't really remember the finished product that well.
Oh yeah, I don't know. We did that for days.
Oh yeah, that was a long project.
It was like 2 different houses. We had to like help them move stuff between the houses.
Yeah.
That was insane.
That was very weird.
Yeah, and he kept telling us to like, he's like, oh, you've been working for like 15 hours. Just slam some Cokes and keep going. Like,
and he would like buy us McDonald's. Just like he'd come back with like a random bag of like sandwiches from McDonald's.
He'd be like, you guys want some burgers? And then, but like, he was basically like, move really fast. Like he was like very forceful on like getting it done really quickly. He's like, we have to have this done in 1 day.
Are you saying
2 days?
He was saying that you gotta go fast.
Yeah, you gotta go fast. Yeah, you gotta go fast.
Fuck.
Dude, yeah.
I couldn't help myself.
No, that's perfect because, like, Jacob and we sometimes experience the culture of the times.
I think I do more than you.
Yeah, I don't experience that much culture, but when I do, it's the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. and so there's a lot of controversy behind the film and its character design, and we decided to check it out, being the giant Sonic the Hedgehog fans that we are. Mostly me.
Yeah, mostly you. I'd barely played any Sonic games ever. I watched the cartoon when I was little, as we discussed on a previous episode.
I really want to play Sonic Spinball on YouTube for the show. It's a Sonic pinball game that's like really good at like combined.
Oh, you mean you want to play it for the Let's Play channel?
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to a theater that was, pretty much filled with parents with their kids, and
yeah, we were the oldest kids there.
I mean,
we were the only kids in our 30s.
There were some people that were closer to our age that weren't with kids, and when I noticed that it was a lot of kids, and like we walked in when the trailers were already going, so I couldn't tell like what the demographic was initially. But there was like kids like right near us, so like I knew that, oh yeah, there's probably gonna be a bunch of kids and this is gonna suck. And like the kids barely reacted. Like nobody was like going crazy. Like you would hear some kids like laughing a little bit here and there, and then once in a while I heard some really stupid fucking adults laugh at like some shitty
like
joke, and they're just like hoo hoo.
Yeah,
it's just like, shut up. That wasn't funny. No, Ryan did laugh at a couple things, but like
I ironically laughed because it was like, this is so stupid.
Yeah, yeah, because we were reacting to like how stupid it was. Like, I think you laughed one time like actually at a joke. But
yeah, I think there was a few in there that I was like, oh, that was kind of funny, but most of the time it was like, this is so bad that like they thought this was okay to release that.
Well, my problem was that like they rescheduled the release date to fix the character model, and in my opinion, the quality of the narrative and of the dialogue was not worth like putting any more money into. It was just like insulting, like, oh, you basically just did fan service because all the fucking like 4chan crybabies out there were like, you ruined my childhood. And then they actually fucking changed the character model.
But they showed that they'll pander to the audiences. They'll give them what they want.
Yeah, but they didn't. They pandered to kids. Like, they weren't pandering to the nostalgia of 30-something-year-olds.
Pandered to like the 30-something-year-olds. But like the movie definitely was trying to pander to kids, but it like was off in so many ways.
I don't want to say any spoilers, which you can't really spoil the movie. It's just bad. Like, but the only thing that I will say to maybe convince somebody to not see it is Sonic flosses twice in the movie.
That was the main thing that really bugged me. There was that
and the product placement.
Yeah, that and the product placement. But the premise of the movie for the first like 40 minutes is not very good. But then it like gets kind of cool towards the end.
It only
like,
gets
I enjoy
cool.
The end of the movie.
It only gets cool because they start introducing like the action like sequences, like that, the cool aesthetic things that everybody expected to see. Which, in my opinion, they should have just did that the whole time instead of having like a buddy comedy where you like meet some nitwit fucking guy that's like, I have to help you now. The whole thing was just like, I don't know, by the time there was any good parts in the movie, I was already so checked out that I'm just like, I'm already upset.
You may as well watch Are We There Yet with Ice Cube. Like, that's what the first part of the movie is.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then like towards like the last half hour, like I really enjoyed it, and I will say that I think it's worth seeing, but the best part of the entire film is just Jim Carrey's performance of Dr. Robotnik. That is great.
Once they started introducing him into the movie, he quickly was like outperforming the CGI with Ben Schwartz's voice over it. like Jim Carrey is obviously going to be way more charismatic than almost anyone on Earth. So of course he started to shine more than the dumb Sonic.
That's true. Like he was supposed to be the hated villain, but like he was the thing I kept looking forward to whenever he came up in the movie. Every single spot. Like he didn't have anything that was that weird. Like all the corny, like terrible jokes were all between like Sonic and the other main character, which we won't spoil what he is because that's at least something to look forward to.
Yeah,
but
I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah. So
like if you love Sonic,
it's totally worth seeing.
Go see it,
Sonic,
and you might be disappointed. If you don't love Sonic, just wait till it's on fucking Netflix in like a month.
Yeah,
because it's not a good movie.
I will say that if they make a sequel, I think the sequel is going to be better than the first one because this is like an origin story in the. If for like the superhero genre, what would it be like a normal script? The trope
of like action movies.
Yeah.
Predictable.
Yeah. But it's the origin, and it's pretty predictable. I just wish they didn't change it, but the art direction's cool. I like the Robotnik like robots, and they do it justice. They're kind of like the Sonic Adventure 1 robots.
Yeah, some of it was neat. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah.
Moving along, back to
being
our...
Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. But number 2 is fishers and related fishing.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, don't tell me that's true. The median annual wage $28,000.
Whoa, no way. They have to get paid more than that.
Okay, and here's something, and this one's up to 77.4 out of the 100,000. Total fatal injuries 30 out of a total number of 520 workers.
30 out of 520? That's significant.
You know you're putting your life on the line. And to only be getting paid $28,000, like, I hope that's not true. Like, that's not worth it.
Yeah, that's the percentage that you're gonna die is extraordinary.
Yeah. It says most common fatal accidents, transportation incidents. Oh, you mean boat-related things where you live and work for days on end?
Yeah, we can get scurvy.
No shit.
But so
if
there's only 500. That's how you can tell not many people want to do it either, because there's only 520 of them. That's insane. That's such a low number. It's probably because they have like 30 die a year, so like there's almost none left.
Fuck that. And then it says total non-fatal injuries not available.
So every injury is fatal?
Is death. Fuck.
It's like if you get injured at sea, like there's no way to help you. So like even getting like a gash in your arm, like get cut or something, like a big cut, it'll get infected and you'll die because you're out at sea and there's
you get
no
like
doctors.
gangrene or some shit.
Yeah, that is
God
disturbing.
Oh, we kind of spoiled the number one earlier, but it's logging workers. I have heard that's there's a lot more workers, but the fatal injuries per 100,000 is 97.6. You got 74 fatal injuries a year out of 53,000 workers, and then the most fatal accidents are from contact with objects and equipment. So
there's a lot of non-fatal injuries too, though. 1,040 a year. That's that's a pretty significant amount. But I mean, if you're cutting down giant trees with chainsaws, there's gonna be.
It's inherently scary sounding. Of course, it's gonna have a lot of injuries. Yeah. And then they get paid a median annual wage of $40,000, which is
that's all right.
Okay. It's moving up there. But there you have it. There's the most top 10 dangerous jobs in America, according to CNBC.com. Not sponsored content. So, real quick, go back to Google and see if the most dangerous jobs in the world are like pretty much the same.
The most dangerous jobs in the world. The Nost.
Nosferatu.
I think this might be this is the Marlin. I don't know if this is in the U.S. This just says the top 10 most dangerous and hazardous jobs in 2019.
Yeah, it's a lot of the same, though. It's a lot of the same things.
There's a few things that are different. This is in the U.S. Most dangerous jobs around the world on Reader's Digest. That'll be different.
Reader's Digest.
We're going to the classy sources this week. Okay.
Yeah, still you got lumberjacks is the first thing that comes up.
And then trash and recycling collectors, so that's still really bad. This is one that I expected to see on the other one.
Yeah, me too.
Underwater welders.
I guess you can't say it's in the U.S. because they're probably in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But this isn't. I don't think this is in the U.S. I think this is in the world.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, that's why it's not in the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's why it wasn't on the other list. That makes sense.
Wow. I'll read it a little bit. Electricity and water are usually two things that don't mix, but for underwater welders, it's just another part of the job. Employees in this field repair pipelines, ships, dams, and more, and face a series of dangers, including explosions and differential pressure hazards. For example, when a diver is trapped under high pressure flow of water, they're at risk of drowning. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
While the BLS doesn't track fatalities in this field.
Oh, that's how you know there's a lot of deaths. They don't track
seriously.
It.
Research from the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention shows underwater welders die at a rate that is 40 times higher than America's national average.
Wow.
Yeah.
They die a lot.
It's important.
40 times higher.
Yeah, fuck that. It's important to note that the study is more than 20 years old, and studies aren't frequently updated due to the small population size in this field. Discover the weird jobs you won't believe actually existed.
Mm-hmm. I will say that I heard that underwater welders make a lot of money, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you have to if you know
your chances of dying are
you're underwater
very high.
With a welder. You have to know that you can easily, just one little accident could fucking end your life immediately.
Well, that's not as high as I thought. I mean,
no.
Most incomes float around $25,000 to $80,000, and it says that $53,990 annually and $25.96 an hour. That is incredibly low. I thought they were making like $100,000.
Yeah, that sucks. I wouldn't do that for that.
I guess you could make that much if you were getting a lot of overtime with $25 an hour, but that's the kind of job you don't want overtime in.
No.
Well, it says, you can get how to seize your $300,000 underwater welding salary this year. It's like, I guess this is like ways you could get it to be that high.
It's on waterwelders.com, so they're pitching it to you, so that's probably like you can make up to, and it's like
if you
never
every
will.
Hour you're awake for an entire year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, people also ask, why do underwater welders die?
Oh, well, let's give them an answer. Many people believe that the electrocution is the number one cause of death among underwater welders. I can understand the correlation. Water and electricity equals unpredictability of electrical current in welding electrodes. Thus, electricity fires into surrounding water and kills underwater welders. So basically they just electrocute themselves to death with their own hands.
And again, that's also from waterwelders.com.
Yep. So it's after having something like that on there, you have to pitch that you're gonna make $300,000 a year or up to that, or nobody's gonna be doing that. Some guy will be like, yeah, I'll try it.
I'll dabble.
Yeah, I'll see how I like it. It could be my passion.
That's so scary. Oh wait, let's see some images of it real quick.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to see images, just search for underwater welder wage or watch our video of this podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. What's crazy is I don't see how they're not electrocuting themselves anyway. Like, I don't understand how underwater welding works. I'm sure it's just a special kind of like welding tip, and like it's like surrounded or something, or
I don't know. That's crazy. I can't even imagine the type of technology that it is.
It's terrifying, but it's super necessary. Without them, we wouldn't have like our like boats or sewage lines
or
like,
dams and shit.
Or dams or bridges. Or...
I assume that if this interested you, you could easily become one. I bet any money. Because how few people do you think there are that are like, I want to do that?
Probably not. Yeah, like if you go to school, I'm sure that you have to go to like welding school, and you have to like go to a specific kind of welding school. But...
Yeah, you probably have to be a good welder first, but welders make decent money as well. Like, from what I hear, like if you're a good welder and you're certified and shit, I think you can make pretty decent money.
But
and you can take that show Under the Sea.
Under the sea. Under the sea. Down where it's wetter, get electrocuted under the sea.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So
what else is on here?
That's not one that I would be trying out. Even though welding is kind of cool.
What would you do, Ryan? First, which one would you take?
Out of these? Well,
no, not out of these. Out of between underwater welding or tower climber.
Ooh. Well, the underwater welding, I think, makes more money.
Yeah, probably.
That's a hard one. I feel like I like climbing, though. So tower climber, I feel like I would be more comfortable with.
Yeah, but could you do it? Like we were saying earlier, it's probably one of those things where you can do it, or you'd shit your pants before you even
grow to love it. Yeah, I think I would choose tower climber. I would try it. I don't know, but I mean, there's got to be tower climbers that don't climb like the super high ones. Like you can probably do it, like climbing like the, like the 30, 40 footers.
Yeah, maybe, but I think I would choose underwater welder because the money is better, and if you die underwater welding, it's probably fairly instantaneous. But if you fall from 2,000 feet, you have a long time to be like, I'm dying, I'm about to die. Dying any second now. Well, not any second now. I still have like a minute left of falling. What did I do with my life? Not very much. I climbed up a lot of
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. I don't want my death to be like something
you can think about
for like coming from a mile away. Like, I don't.
That really painted a picture in my head. I'm scared.
Still sticking with that one?
Yeah, I think so. Because I don't think I would fall. I'm gonna be that guy. I don't think I would fall because I'd be clipping in.
Because Ryan's Mr. Perfect, he wouldn't fall.
No. I would just be clipping in multiple lanyards. Like I would have like one clipped in, and then I'd climb up and clip another one in, and unclip the first one.
Oh, kind of like when somebody has like 5 deadbolts on their front door.
Yeah, pretty much.
You probably wouldn't make. Like you probably wouldn't make your quota or whatever. Like you'd lose your job because you were going too slow.
Yeah, but then I'd lose my job and I wouldn't have to do it anymore. So, and then I could start underwater welding, and then do a terrible job at that too. But when you do a terrible job at that, you die. You can't be a bad underwater welder. Like that doesn't exist. You either do it right or you die.
Yeah. Is there bad oil field workers?
There are bad oil field workers.
The Deepwater Horizon explosion and oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010 that took the lives of 11 men reminded the world that oil rig workers have one of the most dangerous jobs, both offshore and onshore. Heights, heavy equipment, and dangerous materials are just a few risky elements of the job. Surprisingly, the greatest cause of death for oil and extraction laborers was vehicle crashes. Fatigue and long, unsafe travels to and from rigs are 2 of the reasons these accidents happen so often, according to the CDC. These will be the most in-demand jobs in 2020.
Oil field workers is the most in-demand job. Wow.
Wow, Ryan, we can become oil men.
We can bring oil. I mean, we can supply BP and all of the other fine gas stations around the America with their fuel to transport their kids to school, Jacob. We'd be a big part of the functioning of the human machine.
The human machine.
Yeah.
We could. It's in demand. Fun. If you're looking for a job and you have no direction in life, maybe become an oil field.
And then we'll
worker.
make a video entitled on YouTube, Jacob and Ryan go to the oil field.
I've got the oily lung, Pop.
And then you just like puke up like some black goo.
Oh, God.
All right. So next is roofers. That one we know. So that's the same. This.
Whoa.
That's not something I was expecting. Veterinarian.
Man.
All right, so I guess like.
Okay.
Sure. Animal bites, infections, and illness can harm veterinarians, but in Australia, it's mental health in the plague, or that plagues workers in the industry. Mental health?
That's not a dog. This is a dog.
That's not a chupacabra. That's an antelope.
That's not a koala. This is a fucking koala.
Right here, it says, like, Tilabala. Wait, this is, like, that's the person from the...
What? That's the person who's credited for the photograph.
Oh, okay. So it looks like chupacabra, so, like, I thought that's...
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
The Australian chupacabra. Like, he's... Like, that's...
Well...
That's not where the chupacabra's even from.
I don't think so. But...
That's okay. Anyway. Yeah. It's mental health that plagues workers in Australia. So, according to the Australian Veterinary Association... These employees are up to 4 times more likely to fall victim to suicide than the rest of the Australian population.
They're so sad from killing all those dogs and kitties and all the unhatched poop cocoons.
That is insensitive. Studies don't pinpoint one specific reason for the high suicide rate, but factors include high stress, emotional hardships associated with euthanasia, and financial strain are a few common obstacles for these professionals. Don't miss the 50 other secrets your veterinarian won't tell you.
Random clickbait thrown in at the end of every article.
That's like so like serious, and then at the end it's like don't miss these other 50 secrets that your veterinarian won't. It's like comical.
Or it's like because it's a fucking article about the most dangerous jobs, and it's like click here to find out how you can start your career as an underwater welder.
Underwater welding sound fun to you kids?
Oh, man. Oh, fuck.
Okay, yeah, let's get off that.
Deep sea fishermen we already touched on.
That's true. Oh, that's the last one on this list. Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Structural and iron, and then we did that one, and then aircraft pilot and flight engineers. Don't tell me that.
Aircraft pilot. Oh, that's terrifying. Aircraft pilot. Because, like, that means that everybody on board is in danger.
I mean, it could also mean because there's a lot of people that pilot small aircraft.
That's true. Okay, we'll check it out.
R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's like an American legend.
When commercial airline safety has improved in recent years, 75 aircraft navigators from smaller aircrafts, including air taxis and rural pilots, died in 2016.
Ooh.
75, wow. According to the BLS. Human error account...
to BTS. I said according to BTS.
What's BTS?
The Korean pop band. It's super popular in America for some reason.
Cool.
Yeah, it's according to them.
Human error accounts for many aircraft pilot and flight engineer deaths on the job, along with mechanical failure and turbulent weather. So I assume this is based on the amount of like small aircraft pilots that do it as like a hobby. Like they're not talking about commercial airliners.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's a small part of the percentage, but
when planes crash, you usually hear about it, and it's not very often.
Yeah.
Flying is very safe. I enjoy flying. It's like my favorite way to travel.
Yeah. I wish I could fly.
I wish you mean like become a pilot, or you like
no, like
superpower?
Yeah, like physically fly on my own, like a Dragon Ball Z man.
So would you still accept like the gift of flight if you had to have gigantic like bird wings that were attached to your hands?
I would love that. That would be even better.
Oh, okay.
Like being like Bird Person from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, pretty much, because like I feel like some people wouldn't take that.
It is I, Bird Person.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
like,
how
the
it
Dragon
would
Ball
be.
Z flies. They just can do it.
Yeah, I mean that way looks kind of
cool.
cool.
Their hair grows like really long.
Yeah, that way kind of looks cooler. But I think the wings actually are badass. You know.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like I would like angel wings, like the kind that are coming out of your back. I would accept, but I don't know if I'd want like the ones that are actually attached to your arms, like a bat.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd still take it if I could fly, and that was the only way. I'd be like, fuck yeah.
I actually probably would too, because eventually enough people would take it where that wouldn't be weird, and then like you would still find love. Like you're not the, not the only person.
Well, you don't have.
If you're the only person with bird wings, people will be like, "Whoa, that's cool!" Like, wow, like it's amazing. They're like a superhero. But like, how many girls are gonna be like? Yeah, I'm gonna.
You'd be like, I still have a human dick.
Yeah, exactly. It's like they'll be like,
I mean, it's kind of small, but it's human. It's a human dick.
Yeah, yeah. If you're the only one, people are just gonna be like, yeah, you're cool, and they'd be like, do you want to get some drinks sometime? And they'd be like,
I can fly you to any restaurant in the world.
And then they like, yeah, and then they keep going at them. And they're like,
and it's just like,
I have mace.
It just like it snaps in the next frame. It's just like you carrying a woman like 3,000 feet in the air. She just, like the whole time.
Yeah. Put me down. It's not like I'd imagine it would be with Clark Kent.
It's not. Yeah.
Like,
oh man,
like super romanticized, like staring into each other's eyes. It's actually just like a giant guy with like bird arm wings, like, and he's like all hairy, and he like shits like a pigeon, like down on a bunch of cars and stuff. And she's screaming.
If I am given the power of flight, am I not a monster if I don't shit on people's cars?
Am I not a monster if I don't shit on the
Statue
of Liberty?
With great responsibility comes great dumps.
That's true. Or are you gonna be like the polite bird that like aims for the trees and like avoids people's cars? Because there's those asshole birds that just like go straight for the car.
I would try to poop right in people's mouth.
That's good luck, Jacob.
It's good luck.
Yeah, but if you get yeah, but you get pooped on, then it's considered good luck. And I think somebody
it is not.
Yes, it is.
No, that's not real. Fuck you.
That is real. What are you talking about, Jacob?
That is not fucking real.
Dude, I will show you right now.
That sounds like bad luck to me.
No. Well, it is bad luck, but it's supposed to give you. It's like an omen of good luck, like when you get pooped on by a pigeon in New York City. Getting pooped on by a bird, good luck.
Man, that's some stupid ass shit.
All right, listen. Is getting pooped on by a bird really good luck? And this comes back to the iron workers, because this probably happens to them a lot, because they're up in the air with the birds. They're probably covered in bird shit. But if a bird poops on you or anything you own, it's said to be good luck. With as many birds as there are in the sky, it's supposedly more rare to be pooped on by one that is in to win the lottery. Oh, okay. It's more rare to be pooped on by one than it is to win the lottery. So that's why it's good luck. So this actually prompts many people to play the lotto when they do get pooped on by a winged wayfarer.
That's so dumb.
So yeah, if you want to win the lottery, just stand under a very crowded tree, and eventually you'll get pooped right on. So,
wow.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
That's fucking stupid.
That's okay.
Let's wrap this up by reading the last dangerous jobs in the world. Which we got bull riders. That's clearly dangerous.
That's a bunch of bull. Just end it right there.
Jesus. I'm glad you found that funny.